Johnny vs. Amber is the spectacle of a decade. I'm pretty sad for Johnny, but thankfully, this is some grade A entertainment. Amber Heard currently is perceived as a lying, abusive psycho, and that's for good reason, by the way. But what if I told you that the reality around her is even more evil and devious than you could ever imagine? In these next couple of clips, you're gonna see Amber being 100% honest. She's not gonna over exaggerate, she will not be stretching the truth, she will not be disingenuous in any way, shape, or form. And this is why the saying that the truth is scarier than the lie exists.
You're right. I don't want the monster. I need my man. I need to talk to you. Please, Johnny. Don't force me to be something else to you. This is taking me for granted and I can never stop before this turns into something far darker. Describing yourself in that text message, right?
The exact opposite. I'm trying to interrupt him starting a new cycle where he starts using again.
He's not responding to you, Miss Heard.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to desperately stop him.
Please answer the phone, you say. Doesn't this mean anything to you? And it goes on. And I won't read all these messages, but you're saying, please answer over and over again. Right?
It was very important to me. I was running out of time and I was trying desperately to stop him.
He wasn't with you, Miss Heard.
Exactly, which is how I knew it was about to get a lot worse. He would leave, use, and come back way worse, with way less reality, with more delusions. He'd be more drunk. He'd be more under the influence.
Everything after
I was trying to stop
the
that.
answer to her question.
Your Honor, she was responding. I'll overrule the objection. Thank you.
This is a situation where you were trying to get Mr. Depp to pay attention to you. Isn't that right?
No, I was trying to stop him from using.
And because he ran away from you at the first sign of trouble, you call him a monster.
I was trying to stop him from turning into the monster. The drugs are the key that opened the door.
Who was the real monster in this relationship, Miss Heard?
Lives in Johnny. Half of Johnny. It's not all of Johnny. The other half of him is wonderful and beautiful and the man I love.
You start off again by trying to get Mr. Depp's attention, right? You write, please come home.
I was trying to stop another bender.
You write, please come home, right?
That is correct.
Please answer. Don't break us up. Please answer. Please. And continuing on page 97, you write, give me some piece of your heart. Please, no fight, I promise. Please, no fight. Please, just pick up. Please give me 2 minutes. I'm dying. Please. And continuing on page 98, you write, please come home. Please come home, Baba. I am so sorry. So you didn't say Baba, you said baby. Did I read those correctly?
That is correct. That was another time I'm trying to stop another twist off.
This is what would happen when Mr. Depp would try to take some space from you, right?
No, this is what would happen when Johnny had moved into the next phase of the cycle, decided to use, and our lives were getting a lot worse.
Ms. Heard, I'm talking about your action. This is what you would do to Mr. Depp when he would leave you. You would harangue him.
I would try to.
Is that correct? You would harangue him.
Your Honor, please let her answer the question. You interrupt. That's fine. Go ahead and answer the question.
I do not think I would characterize my behavior that way. I was trying to stop him from using.
You were texting him incessantly. Isn't that correct, Ms. Heard?
It was imperative for my life.
Ms. Heard,
it was very important.
My question is
to me.
much more simple. You were texting him incessantly.
I would
yes or no
everything to
Ms.
get a
Heard?
hold of him and
So
to stop the
yes.
cycle.
That's a yes, right?
I would try everything to stop the cycle. It was that important to me.
And he's the monster for not responding to you.
That's not what made him the monster.
For needing space from you.
The monster was not the guy who needed space. The monster was who he was when he came back.
Not for doing drugs, Miss Heard. Not for being violent. Just for needing space. That's when you called Mr. Depp the monster.
Incorrect.
Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. There's no way she's not lying. And you would be rightful to think so considering of what we have seen so far. But in this case, sadly, she's saying the truth. In her body language, there were no telltale signs of lying. In fact, there were telltale signs that she is saying the truth. For example, the last smile she did when she was cut off. That is a common occurrence from people who get cut off when they're saying something important and they feel that they are cut off unjust by someone who is opposing them. A completely normal reaction, and a very truthful reaction at that. Everything else is also in order. She is not trying to add minuscule details like she did through all of the other trial moments. When Amber tries to stretch the truth or create a narrative or spin the truth in any way, she will answer in extreme detail, which is a common mistake made by beginner liars. For example, if you would ask Amber, was yesterday Tuesday, and she wanted to spin it in a way that people would believe her what she said more, she would say, yes, I believe yesterday was Tuesday. I remember 1 mile and 7/10 of a mile that way. I saw 7 yellow cats and Godzilla. And if I'm not mistaken, to the left of me, I saw a meteor crashing down and destroying half the universe. That's how she would put it if she was trying to get them on her side. But in this case, she was very direct and she was, well, very truthful about things. Because truth is a very subjective matter, especially in situations like this. And Amber thinks that she is 100% telling the truth, that she is justified in her beliefs about this situation. To understand why that is to understand what makes Amber scary. So let me give you a 10-second rundown of Amber's life story. She was not poor when she grew up. She decided she wants to be a movie star. She applied reasonable effort to her endeavors and got lucky relatively fast. And after that point, almost no one had ever said no to her, and even further than that, worse than that in fact, she discovered that most people who say no to her can be punished. So she essentially has gotten her way constantly throughout her life. There are two types of people. People who are born millionaires and billionaires into families and get pampered and don't understand reality. And then there's people like Amber Heard, which are arguably worse. People who did not grow up rich. People who did input a reasonable amounts of effort but got extremely lucky and successful. And does she think she's better than everyone? Does she think that she is right on most things? And Johnny Depp is just an extension of her being right and her being the best person in the history of ever. The monster she is referring to is Johnny Depp 100% in her mind. Because when Johnny uses drugs, alcohol, or something of that nature, he does not comply to her every whim. On an average basis, Johnny complies to her every whim. He avoids confrontation. He avoids trying to piss her off. He tries to make her life better. But when Johnny starts using something, suddenly he does not take her gaslighting to heart. Speaks out against her, he even combats her in many situations. And that, in the eyes of Amber Heard, is an absolute monster. She can no longer control him. He starts to say no to her. He goes against her will. That is abuse in her eyes.